I didn't know I have an entrepreneurial bug in me. I never knew what entrepreneurship was. I made fun of people that said they were going into business. And then I got into it myself. I'm like, damn, that's interesting.
It's awesome, right? It's so much fun, right? All right, we're live. Ed Stulak, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thanks so much.
So I got to tell you something. So I have my 50th episode coming up. I've interviewed a lot of people, and usually I have a really structured kind of questions to ask, and I think it through. But I've been trying to try different things. So this time around, I didn't put as much structure or thought into it beforehand, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little too structured and stuck into the questions I ask. So I was kind of thinking, let's do this one conversational. How do you feel about that?
I prefer that. I would
awesome.
prefer that. Improv is my best thing. You hit me with random things. I'm very authentic. I don't sugarcoat anything, so it's always best to go that way, right?
That's fucking awesome. All right, sweet. So tell give your introduction. Tell me and the listeners about yourself.
Cool. My name is Ed Stulak. I am a real estate agent out here in New Jersey, USA. But my true passion lies in teaching realtors worldwide on the importance of social media and personal branding. That's where my passion really screams out loud.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just love teaching. I love doing that stuff. My parents always told me, they're like, "You're going to be a teacher one day." I said, "No, not my thing." And
that's cool. So real estate, you got started in that first, and then maybe you had some success, and then you wanted to start teaching it more, or how did that all kind of play out?
Almost a decade ago, I kind of just started initially dabbling with Instagram, and it was a cool little story where I took some sort of interest in social media. I don't know why. I was just in my high school year of senior year in high school.
Okay.
And I was in my buddy's bedroom. We were getting ready to go out and play some pond hockey outside. We're really into hockey, right?
Okay.
He's giving me all these hats to put on. It was freezing outside, and he gave me this one hat. I was like, "Well, that's a cool hat." I was like, "I want to take a picture of it," and I posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I got 2 likes, and I'm thinking, "Oh man, that's really interesting." For some reason, entrepreneurial switch went off in my mind, and I was like, "What if those 2 likes actually bought that hat?" And now I'm thinking, that's a $30 profit. So I'm thinking, how can I build my following to grow to a massive following as big as I possibly can make it? And
so you were thinking about that before real estate?
Totally. 2000. Yeah. This was 2011, 2012. This kind of just went off. And I said, I need to do something with that. I need to build a following and then sell them something. That's literally what I said to myself.
Interesting.
And so then I started dabbling. I started dabbling in this and then that, and nothing was working out, right? A lot of stepping stones. I was in the music industry. I was a DJ. I was a music producer. I was a social media influencer and a fashion guy. And I'm like, I don't even know what. But I grew my following more and more. Then one day I realized all that shit doesn't make me money as much as I want. I was like, all right, let me get into something that does make money. So I saw my buddy. He was suited up on Facebook. Profile picture. I'm like, man, that looks like a dapper dude. I'm like, what do you do? Real estate. Sign me up. So I got into real estate about 4 years ago. This was 2016. And when I got into real estate, wrong intentions. I got into it for the money, the looks, and that type of vibe. A lot of people get into it, so they can help families and buy their home, their biggest.
Put a roof over people's head and give them the life of their dreams.
Right. I'm like, no, not that.
You're just like, I just want to make commission.
It's really funny. And when I got into it, I realized there was a bigger problem in the real estate industry. That was social media and branding.
Yeah.
I was like, if I can apply my knowledge and my skill set to real estate and see if it makes me money, then I want to teach it to others.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, for all the entrepreneurs that are building personal brands, including me, that are out there, real estate is one that really makes sense the most, I feel like, because you need your face out there in order to get you more leads and stuff. If you sell one house in a day, that's probably an amazing day. I sell products online, clothing. So if I sell one in a day, I'm screwed. But you need to kind of nurture the relationship, right? And have people know who you are. And that, right? Is that kind of why you were interested in it? So then you can apply your personal branding skills.
You need exposure. And the best way to be getting exposure nowadays is through social media. And now that we're all stuck inside, I mean, what other better way to get exposure than being online, right? Where everyone is right now.
Yeah. So you had a following kind of before real estate, and that was like you said you were a DJ, and then you said you were
Yeah,
like a fashion guy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like are any of those followers like now buying houses from you or what?
You know what? A few of them are actually talking to me a little bit here and there.
Okay.
But no, those were like really beginning advocates of interested in my earlier brands that I've rebranded like 19 times.
But
So
you're the
here we
same
go.
guy, right? Was it the same like account, the same Instagram account?
Same account, same Instagram account. I was this, I was that, I was into
If you
fashion.
if you go back through all your posts, are you gonna find you like DJing on there? Like,
Most likely, most likely.
okay, okay, cool. So you
Yeah,
reinvented yourself. You reinvented yourself a couple times, and
many times, yeah. To figure out what I'm actually passionate about. This whole time I was interested in those things, but I never really saw myself making it into a career until I got into something like real estate.
so are you passionate about real estate now?
I am. I am. I got into it also, because I know it's one of the best investments that any entrepreneur can really make is into real estate. Investment
Okay.
properties, having properties are all around, getting people
Yeah.
renting them out,
Yeah.
paying off the mortgage with their rent and taking some for yourself too. I mean, I'm thinking like that's an interesting concept, and how better else to get that money to invest into that investment property other than real
Yeah.
estate.
And also like what's available.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, there's many reasons why I really got into real
Okay.
estate. But
How
like
how many how many how many years have you been doing it?
4 years now.
Okay. That's not that long, but you've had some success.
Yeah, 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 totally. Not too long at all. 4 years. I'm still considering myself a rookie, to be honest with
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely not that long.
you.
But like, so you're also trying to do some of like the real estate coaching, right? Like, is that like a more of a side thing, and your main thing is selling your real estate, or like half and half, or you're just trying
Right
to sell
now,
real? Okay, go ahead.
it's a bit half and half, but I really want to switch the coaching into full time. Real estate one day, I want to hang up that hat and
Yeah,
no longer be a realtor, because I have to sell. I'm not a salesman. That's not my thing.
yeah.
I like to brand myself, and business comes to me, and I like when business comes to me.
I
So
mean,
instead of
selling.
me thinking,
Okay, okay. So you like, so you don't. There's like branding and sales is like kind of directly. When I think of sales, from my point of view, I think of running Facebook ads and converting and like getting your audience and converting for real estate. I guess the sale is selling a house, and there's that, and that's like reaching out to people, sending out flyers, all this stuff, selling. But then you like when people already kind of know who you are, and then they just reach out to you, and you don't have to do as much of the work up front.
yeah, yeah. I mean, no one really enjoys putting money into advertising and marketing and stuff. They just have to do it because that's the only way to get exposure. But when you brand yourself the right ways, and organic traffic comes your way, again, it's like posting that hat on
Yeah.
Instagram and two people that saw it and potentially buying it. No
And do,
money
mo-
into marketing, $30
and
profit.
do most people start with you, or do they start with like a specific property and then they find out that you're the one listing it? How does that usually start when you're like selling a property?
Yeah, so in the beginning of the real estate career, kind of for
Yeah.
any sort of agent, you are most likely going to be a renter's agent
Right.
or a buyer's agent.
Okay.
Sellers are like, why the hell should I trust you to sell my house?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the intention that they get. Like, why should I give you my house to sell, right?
Right.
Luckily, my first house that I sold I was actually a listing agent.
Nice.
How that happened? That was for my parents. They had an investment property. They said, "Hey, we're going to sell it
Ah,
because we
that
see."
doesn't really count then.
That doesn't really count, but
Okay.
we got paid, so it counts.
All right. Fair enough.
And so I'm thinking like that's an interesting career though, is being a listing agent versus a buyer's agent. A buyer's agent, right? Let's just say I am constantly taking you around. I'm taking you from this house, then to that house, and then
Hmm.
that house, and then that house. It's like, damn, my gas money, my time, my energy,
Yeah.
my negotiating. While a seller's agent, right, the listing agent, you kind of just sit back and wait for everyone to come to you. Like, you want
Okay.
my house? No, you don't. All right, next. Like
Eh,
that's
Are,
the
are there different commissions for that?
no, not really.
Oh,
Just
geez.
at least in the state of New Jersey. In other states, it's a little different, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
for example, in real estate, if you are going to sell a house, right, this
Yeah.
house right here costs $500,000. The commission for the entire sale is 5%. Let's just say, right, that's the standard
Okay.
real estate industry fee.
Okay.
5%. If you are the buyer's agent. You have a buyer, right, that you're working with,
Hmm.
and they're interested in that house, and I'm the listing agent, the seller's agent, right?
Right. Right.
That 5% commission is split between you and I. So now you're getting 2.5, I'm
Ah.
getting 2.5, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Makes
So like
sense.
same thing, like same amount of commission, but now
Right.
I'm putting money into marketing. I'm putting money into advertising that house, right? Getting it out there.
Right.
You're putting money into your gas, into your
Right.
time, and things like that. So little
Right.
different
Little
expenses.
different.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I bought a house 3 years ago, and my guy, real estate Nate, he calls himself, and I thought it was funny. One thing that's funny about him is, so we bought the house from him. He showed us around. We found one we liked, and then he will like send us personalized mail like every month. And he is so like nice and always calling and like reaching out. And I'm like, is this just a really nice guy, or is this like a real estate tactic? Like, is that something that you think is a tactic?
that's a real estate tactic.
I know, yeah. Like, so actually now I'm looking for to get this big building for my business. Like it's a big ass building. It's like 22,000 square feet. I would have to probably sell my house, and he's been going with me to that. And if I ever have to sell my house to get the money for it, he would probably get that too. So I guess it would be worth it for him to kind of invest in me. And like if I wouldn't even consider looking at another
No,
real estate
because
agent.
you've been sold by his brand. His
I
brand
guess.
his brand has been genuine, personable, kind, and you love that. Obviously, look, you're talking about it. So you
Yeah.
personally love that.
I
So if
mean,
you need
actually,
that,
no. I was kind of annoyed getting all those handwritten notes and all those texts. Happy Fourth of July, happy birthday. I'm like, oh shit! It's like my birthday's. I forgot it was my birthday. Like he knows more about me than me. But no, it's nice. It's nice.
it's
And
a lot. I totally get it. And I personally do it only with, for example, repeat clients like yourself, right? So if I've bought a
right,
house with you, like I don't want you to forget about me. So did you
right.
know that I think it's more than 70% of people who do business with a realtor forget their realtor's name after the
Okay.
transaction.
I definitely did not. So
So
that's
you
good.
didn't, and that's good though. If he didn't send you those flyers and those cards and everything else, you would have forgotten about him. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, and he would have not gotten your business.
True.
And that's
True.
that's the beauty of brand awareness in that
True.
aspect. That's offline marketing and branding.
True.
Mine is more online. How can you be
Gotcha.
more consistent and more present and powerful online? Because I, for example, I don't want to write postcards and send them out. I'd rather connect with you on Instagram after
Yeah.
the transaction is done. I'll post a picture of me, I don't know, drinking on a bow, having like fishing or something, and you
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like I want to go out fishing one day." And boom, we connect that way. You're never gonna forget me, never,
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
always on there. I'm always posting stories. I'm always posting something about my career, another house sold, another house, and like I'm not targeting you, but we're still chatting on Instagram on
Right.
DM or something like that, right? So like there's still some sort of touch, and that's what
And,
people.
you- and,
That's
you,
what.
and you can reach more people that way. Like
Really,
for sure, right?
right.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, real estate. And then one other question I had is like, so for this building I'm talking about, I actually ended up finding it, not him. Like,
Okay.
do you still need I guess you still need a guy to do all like the paperwork and stuff like that.
There's paperwork, yeah.
Okay.
It's always
Like,
good to have someone behind your
going
back.
on your side. But if
Yeah,
I'm selling the property, that's when they get like, so far when we bought the house, it doesn't even feel like you're paying them. But I guess when you sell the house, that's when you see like the commission come out of it, right?
the seller's agent, sorry, the sellers when selling a house are the only ones paying the realtors. You as the
Right.
buyer don't pay
Right.
realtors.
He felt free to me when I bought my house.
Exactly. Feels free, right? But he gets paid only after the sale is done. So whatever house that is, whatever building that might be, whatever rental unit, like whatever it is, it's only from the seller's side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So yeah, like he cost me nothing for this building thing. So I just have
Exactly.
to
So might
sign.
as well use them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then if I sell my house, I'll get that. Cool though. But yeah, real estate's interesting. But so personal branding, right? What do you think the keys are? What do you think is important for somebody who is trying to build a personal brand like I am? And I don't know, I'm not having tons of success. I'm doing all right. Like I'm just getting started. But what is it? What are the keys?
Well, number one, you have to stay consistent online. And these answers are going to be a little cliche and corny, and you might have heard them like 58 times already.
I'm sure, yeah.
But it's true. This is
Right.
stuff that has worked for me, right? I've been
Right.
consistent 10 years straight. Damn, is it annoying? But damn, am I seeing
Do you think
ROI?
do you think people ever unfollow you because they're annoyed by too many posts?
Totally.
Yeah.
No, it's whatever. They're not the followers I want anyway. So the right
Okay.
ones will come. That's all good.
Makes sense.
But the more I stay consistent with my message and my voice, the more that I'm voicing, hey, I'm a realtor, hey, I'm a realtor, hey, I'm a coach, hey, I'm a coach. I love coaching, I love real estate. People are gonna be like, okay, I get it. Like, but when they think real estate next time, or they think coaching, what are they gonna think of? The freaking guy that's been constantly talking about it, right? Top of mind association, TOMA. Right, staying top of mind. How do you stay on top of mind? So, well, consistent. You got to stay consistent with your storytelling. So that's number one. Number two, I'll get into more practical stuff, right?
Okay.
Number two, you want people to follow you. So like you got to figure out who your ideal audience is. Who's your ideal audience? Like, are they buyers? Are they sellers? Are they people that are interested in fashion and clothing? Right? Are they social media influencers that you want to partner up with and do influencer marketing? Like,
Right.
who's that type of ideal audience member that you want them to be following you, and then give them exactly what they want. You have to give it persistently, consistently to them, and then more and more and more, they're gonna see that okay, that's the account that I can get that value from, whether it's a free shirt or maybe free shoes or content about, oh wow, I didn't know that this is where clothes are made of. Like I don't know what type of clothing aspect you are in exactly, but you can give some sort of educational value to them. They will follow you more and more, and then they'll bring their friend Sally and John, and that's how you grow.
One of my problems is my brand is doing great for United Monograms, but it's like that's our business, United Monograms. It's girls' clothing though, so it's funny. It's like my fiance is like kind of the face of it, is who I run the company with. But so yeah, it's like kind of girly. So it's like not like, and then my podcast is more about like business. It's kind of associated with it, and I talk about it, but it's like a little different. But
sex sells. That's one of the biggest things that sells. And girls, that's what sells. That's honestly some of the bills paid. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
But the third thing that I want to talk about, right? The most practical thing is that if you want engagement, you got to go and give engagement, right? So what I mean by that is you got to go and reach out to those right type of audiences and just connect with them, collaborate with them. Every time I get a follower, I reach out to them personally. Believe it or not, I personally reach out to them. I go onto their account. I will spend 15 seconds. I'll show you. I'll go into my Instagram. I'll go into my notifications. Let's see who the most latest person followed me. Melissa
Island Life. Yeah, I see it.
Island.
Yeah.
Melissa Island Life. All right, so watch. It's 10:21 right now. I'm gonna go. Miss Melissa. I'm gonna go send her a personal message. Right. I haven't spoken to her yet. Hey, what's going on, Melissa? Just wanted to personally reach out to say thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate the love and support. Anything I can do to help you out with your Instagram, personal brand, your online presence, or if you want to talk real estate, I'm here for that too. But anyway, stay in touch. Hope you and your loved ones are staying safe. And talk soon. 15 seconds.
Cool.
And that's what I do. And it's 10:22. It's a minute long. I'll invest a minute to get that relationship built, and that's engagement to get engagement. She's never gonna unfollow me. There's no reason for her to unfollow me now. Like I just reached out in a minute. So I would rather invest a minute to keep her, and that's my ideal audience.
You have a good amount of followers, right?
Yeah, 45,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about those voice messages though, because I get them sometimes, and like, just like the attention is like I have to give 100% to it, and like sometimes I like scan through. But I think a lot of people think they're cool.
But it's better than text, for example. Like if I said thanks for the follow, Melissa. Like first of all, it's long. She's not gonna read it. She has no time to like.
I personally prefer text, but
you do really.
Because like I can just scan it and like go back and reference it and like I don't know. Every time I see those, I'm like, God damn it! I gotta click and I can't do anything else and I gotta listen. But that's just me. I'm an efficiency guy.
Good perspective. I like that. I've never heard that before.
No, they actually annoy the shit out of me, to be honest.
I get the complete opposite response all the time.
I know everyone likes them. Yeah,
that's funny. Well, listen. At least the point of that though is that I personally reach out.
Right.
You do a video message if you wanted to, right?
That's cool. That's cool. And like, do you know like why that girl followed you?
It's because I give social media personal branding value to realtors.
So who's your specifically like target like audience? Is it you said real estate and coaching, people who are realtors?
Yes.
And okay, not necessarily someone who is needing to buy a home, but somebody who's interested in becoming a realtor and needs like advice about it and tactics and stuff like that.
Because that's my future plan, right?
That's your future plan.
My goal is to hang up the real estate license and look at that nicely framed, and then just continue pursuing coaching, training, traveling this world, speaking on stages. I was supposed to be in Brazil last week,
Yeah.
speaking in front of 3,000 agents. That no one knows that because I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to announce it and then not have it happen. And here we are. but like
can you speak Portuguese?
I cannot. All I know is obrigado.
I don't even know that. What's that mean?
Thank you.
But you can just go to Brazil and speak in English.
Yeah. They requested for me to come. It was Remax's. Actually, I work for Remax.
Okay.
So it was their second biggest event in the world.
Dang.
They wanted me to come speak at it. The first one was in Las Vegas. That was in February. I went there, spoke there, and then they wanted me to come to speak at this one on the main stage. I was like, wow, this is insane. So yeah,
that's cool. So yeah, and as far as like how do you think you stand out in front with all the other people who are trying to do the same thing as you? Like just good content, I guess. Like right, like
content is one of those things for sure. But giving value, like what is the value that I give? For example, I like to teach. I like to entertain. Also, I like to make people smile and laugh. I like that stuff. That I don't want to be a comedian, but God no, that's not my thing. But I personally love to be on stage, train people, and see audience members literally just genuinely like with their mouth open, like what else is he gonna say? Like I'm so excited to learn something and laugh. Like this is a combo.
So what about polarizing or controversial, like starting a controversy to get attention or something like that? You ever thought about that?
You can absolutely. You just really have to like think outside the box as to what kind of controversial content would have to go with.
I've thought about it before, like because I don't know, like MGK and Eminem, they had their rap battle that helped both of them. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, right? That helped both of them. Like I don't know, Madonna, Lady Gaga. Like there's the people who have like public feuds. I feel like it helps them, and it kind of sparks. And I'm always wondering when it's like celebrities if they're like chatting behind like closed doors and are like, "Yo, let's spark something up." And
I thought about that too, and I'm pretty sure it does happen.
You want to start a feud?
Maybe like you and I. Let's do it right now.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You suck, dude. Your page sucks, and I hate your messages that are voice messages.
Whatever, dude. You matter.
Yeah, well, all right. But like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's funny because the giving value. When I started this podcast and stuff, like, I'm really good at business. Like, my business is really good, and I definitely want to provide value and talk about entrepreneurship. But sometimes I just want to talk about other shit. And like, I know that, like, I don't know, when Kobe Bryant died, I wanted to talk about that, and I did like an episode about that. Like, it's nothing to do with like entrepreneurship. I guess it was kind of about like how mindset. I like driverless cars, so I had like a driverless car expert on and talked about that. I just got a Tesla; it's awesome. Just I don't know, like basically, like I would love to be like Joe Rogan-ish, but it's hard to do that if it's not a specific thing and you're not adding value. So like just the whole entertainment versus like providing value, because I could sit down and write like 10 Facebook ad steps and stuff like that, and I don't know. I'm not selling a course, or I don't even eventually like plan to do that really. I mean, I'm open to any possibilities, but I'm kind of just doing this for like fun. So like I've kind of like, I feel like messed myself up a little bit by just trying to have fun myself and also like be consistent with like niche or providing value.
Well, like that's part of your brand, wouldn't you say? Like talking about what you're really passionate about. Why not now all of a sudden incorporate one entire episode just about Tesla? Like find someone else who has a Tesla and literally just go at it. Have a conversation with them.
I did that. Yeah, it was one of my favorite episodes.
That's awesome. You just said it. That's your favorite episode, so continue doing that, right?
Yeah.
That's just where your passion truly just genuinely speaks out loud. You don't even have to try to script it.
Yeah.
Because you.
So just like do whatever the fuck I want. And that like, and I mean, I haven't like blown up. I mean, I'm only 50 weeks in that I've been putting anything out at all. But but I haven't like blown up. So people always give the advice about like, consistent, understand your niche, give very direct advice. And I'm just not really doing that, but it's interesting. Cause you say, find the niche, and you say, reach out to all these people and give them value, and you know exactly who you want to follow you, potential real estate people. And, I've always had that idea of like, I don't know, starting some type of like controversy, because I see that it works. There's something polarizing. But it's easier said than done. And like, if you're obviously faking it,
it's gotta be done the right way with right people, and it's gotta not look like it was scripted again, right? So I'm sure there's
when you were first starting and you were doing your personal brand was more about. You said you went through a stage that was like fashion and clothing and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Like, what were you looking for? A type of people who? What was your niche of people you were trying to go for then?
I think just fashion advocates, people who were into fashion also, that would get me more likes because I saw that fashion luxury was a huge thing in Instagram.
Like men's
So
fashion?
yeah, yeah, and I thought that I saw that there was a lot of engagement every time there was
Yeah.
like a big account that posted something luxury, like huge engagement. I'm like, damn, like I want to do that too to get likes and get more followers and stuff. And yeah, I got it, but at the end of the day, there's not much of a real benefit to it. Maybe a cool connection. That's about it.
Yeah.
So
Who's like your favorite person in the world?
favorite person in the world. Hmm.
Like famous person. You can't say like your mom or something because I don't know her.
No,
But
no, I'm thinking famous. I'm thinking famous.
yeah.
It's interesting. I want to say I don't know. I would say like one of the astronomers. I personally like astronomy. That's like a complete side note of my interest and whatnot. But like,
Astronomy?
yeah, astronomy.
That's
Like
like
for
this.
example, like it's gonna be very corny, but Elon Musk, for example, he's one of the most modern. Like
Yeah.
I would even consider him like a very astronomical, advocate of everything that he's doing with SpaceX and so on and on. And it's interesting that he's investing so much of his money and time into it. And it's like that's a true man that is really wanting to make a change in this world. Like
Yeah.
he sold both of his houses in California. You heard that whole thing?
Yeah, I
Like
did.
a,
He-
a day before his child was born. I'm like,
Do you know?
damn.
Do you know how to say the kid's name?
Oh, no shot.
X. Yeah, B Y. I don't even know.
XBUI.
But yeah, he wants to die on Mars, right?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. I would be cool with that too. That sounds like an awesome little lifestyle.
He's the man. He's the man. And
Oh,
what is interesting to you about astronomy? Like that's like the stars, right?
yeah. Stars, just everything about space, the galaxy.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like
Yeah, because space is cool.
space.
Uh,
Like,
the stars.
the fact that we know so much more about the space than we do about our own water is insane. We know so much about the stars, about space, about what's
Yeah.
out there, what's further out there, and I don't know. That stuff intrigues me. Like the other night, we had a little family get together at my house, and my grandma was walking outside. It's like 9 o'clock at night, so now the stars are out, and she points up and she's like, "What's that?" And I'm looking. I'm like, "Oh, like it's moving. Like that's actually a satellite." Like people don't know you
Ah.
can see satellites. If there's a very clear sky, you can see satellites, and it's a little star that just pretty much moves. Some go faster, some go this way, some goes that way, and you can see them. But the cool thing was that there was another one following it, and I'm thinking, oh shit, there's two. I shit you not. I was there for about maybe 19 minutes, and I just kept seeing them go and go and go and go in the same line, same speed, same
What?
distance apart from one another. And I'm thinking, what is going on?
Do you
I've
think?
never.
Do you think it was the Space Force?
No. So I actually did my research. I did my research to see like what it could potentially be. There are
Yeah.
some companies out there that have tons of satellites that act as a train formation, and all the satellites follow one another. So it's one company.
Ah.
They all follow one another. They're like mathematically metrized as to how far apart they should be, so they don't collide with other satellites. And it's such like
That's crazy.
interesting
Do
stuff.
you ever like post about those interests?
I don't. I don't. I
No.
don't. I don't know too much about them for me to like go off on a
Right.
rant about it.
Right.
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 So I like it. I find interest in it. But I also found interest in science and pre-med, and I studied that in college. I suck at that.
I hate that. Yeah.
So like that's a whole other story. No, but it's interesting stuff. I like that.
Yeah, but that would definitely be like off topic if you posted like something about that, right? Like because you're trying to stick to your like real
Yeah,
estate
it'll be
niche.
like, oh, interesting. It's like I'll post about it sometimes. Like, I posted something maybe 3 weeks ago, but that was about it. So
So yeah, what is most of your content? Like I glanced at your page, but I kind of purposely tried not to look into you too much, so because I just wanted to kind of have this conversation. Like,
yeah, no,
do you post a lot of like quotes or like just you doing your day to day activities, or what? What's like your main content?
I'll post stuff that I just genuinely am interested in, and that comes down to tips and tricks on Instagram.
Okay.
On growing your Instagram, growing your brand online. Here's a few cool little hacks in order to get more likes and get more engagement. So like very educational pieces of content when it comes
Right.
to that department. And then I have some about just my life. Like I'll post a picture of myself and my 3-year-old little cousin.
Oh,
Just
okay.
we're about to conquer the world or something, and then all of a sudden girls are freaking out. Oh my god, he's so cute! And I get engagement, right? But no, so I post very personal stuff. I'll post business stuff as well. I just posted a picture last night on Instagram. I was in my new building that I'm going to be renting out, and
Nice.
it's a 180 unit building, and I'm the listing agent for it. That's
Nice.
a huge opportunity for a realtor
Right.
like myself, and so I'm really stoked for that, and I'm gonna start promoting that. Right, so I
What type of building? What type of building is it? Is it
apartments.
like apartments? Okay, because I heard that like commercial real estate is might like be on a downturn for a while as people learning they don't need like offices and stuff like that. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Potentially, but at the same time, I think that's just a phase that we're
Yeah,
going through in coronavirus right now.
yeah. How is it there in New Jersey?
You know what? It was on standby for about a week. When it came to real estate, right? People were
Right.
freaking out for a week, an entire whopping week, and then they said, "All right, screw this, we're out." And then they
Yeah,
started looking at houses again and selling. And so I think we're okay. Nothing
yeah,
nothing that happened terrible where we needed to
yeah.
restructure everything. But we ran out of toilet paper a lot of times in the stores. Still, my local grocery store doesn't even have toilet paper. Still, I'm like, come
Jeez.
on, it's been 3 months, seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm actually from Philly, so I'm actually from the area. I know New Jersey
okay,
well,
okay.
and I currently live in Charleston, South Carolina. I moved down here like 5 6 years ago with my fiance. Nice weather and everything, but I will say like it's pretty good down here. Like the restaurants are open. I went to the gym this morning, so I'm pretty happy about that because
That's interesting. Yeah, we our gym is closed still.
yeah,
Nothing.
I think there's just been like less cases. I heard I was talking to someone yesterday. They said there's like only in the county, Charleston County, there's like less than 600 cases, and most of them have recovered. And I don't know if they're basing it on that. I think, but it seems
Yeah,
like yeah, it's
hard
really
to
back
know.
to normal. But I know Philly's different. Like it's
Yeah.
because I guess there's more people too, like per capita or whatever.
Yeah, we have more people up here, and we're closer to to New York, so I'm about an hour away from New York. Very center of Jersey. They
Right.
say there's no central Jersey. Nonsense. There is. I'm about like an hour plus from Philly, hour plus from New York.
What sports teams do you cheer for?
Devils, New Jersey.
Okay, so yeah, that's how I can tell like where in Jersey someone's from.
That's what you can tell where you're
Yeah,
closer.
well, if they're south, they're more Philly fans usually,
That is
right?
true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah, we're going Yankees. We're going Jets. We're going all that.
Yeah. But yeah, so it hasn't affected business too much. I think I was talking to the real estate guy. He told me that some people were buying houses out of apartments and they hadn't even go to see them yet. They just like bought it without even visiting it because they wanted to like get out of the apartment, and that
Right.
was kind of helping business.
A lot of
But
virtual tours and stuff like that. Like everything was done virtually. But how can you tell as a buyer? How can you look at a house online and be like, "Yep, that's the one." Like I
yeah,
see everything I want it. I'm gonna put an offer. Like you have to go and inspect it. Like look at the like feel it. Like look at the
yeah,
location. You know,
yeah,
one of my colleagues is also a realtor with me, and I brought him into the game of real estate, and he was telling me the same thing. He's like, "Listen, my clients were really interested off of the property I sent them virtually, and they wanted to put an offer. We got to the property, they completely changed their mind. Yeah, no way. You don't say. You know, like how can people judge
yeah,
their?
yeah,
They can't. You can't.
yeah.
You have
I'm
to
all
be there physically.
I'm all about buying online, but a house might be the one thing I couldn't do. And like
Even potentially with a car too. I mean, if you test drive the car, yeah, sure. But if you've never been in the car either, it's like,
I bought my Tesla on my phone before ever seeing it. I just
have
like
you?
bought
Did you drive it? Did you ever get in it?
nah,
No,
nah.
man. Oh, full trust. That's good branding on Tesla's part, then.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm just not really a car guy. And like I had to travel an hour to get it. So like I could have gone and done a test drive, but I was just like my car that I currently had was just like running into the ground. And I was like, I'm sure it's gonna be great. Like so I
So
just
that's
so yeah, I just went and got it. But
what's your
yeah,
favorite part about a Tesla? Because I personally would love a Tesla one day. What's your
driverless. The
drive?
driverless. That's all I care about. I know the electric's like better for the environment and stuff like that, and that's cool. I always text and drive, and I'm gonna kill somebody someday. So
Not wrong.
I'm only halfway joking, but like I'm so excited about the driverless element because it's awesome. I actually like when I first got it. It could go straight and do curves and stuff, and it's really nice. It's really efficient, but it didn't stop at stop signs or red lights. But in the past like 2 weeks, they just like your phone is like there's updates to your phone every
Yeah.
once in a while. They give updates to the car,
No
which
way.
is really cool. Yeah. So like as long as you have one of the more last 3 models, you're able to download and get all the current updates and upgrades,
So
or
you have to
upgrades.
actually do like a recall kind of concept. You just updated
I
your car.
just yeah, you just update it. So now they just released the new feature where now it does stop at stop signs and red lights, and it's awesome because if I was going straight and it hit a red light before, it would just go right through it. And you still need to keep your hands on the wheel, and if you don't like either move the wheel a little bit or like scroll like the volume thing on the steering wheel, it will lock you out and it won't let you go driverless because they're making you have your hands on the wheel, safety
Of course,
features, which is
naturally,
fair
naturally.
enough. But apparently in the next I mean, Elon Musk is always talking about it. I pay much more attention to him now about Tesla. He's talking about in the
Good.
next 2-3 months. We don't know exactly when it's coming, but it's going to be actually able to make the left hand and right hand turns for you. And at that
No
point, at
way.
that point, I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
Is that just
But
going to be another update for you in that case?
it'll be another upgrade. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So like
Wow.
one day I'll wake up and well, I have to hit it. It'll come to your phone and you hit it on your phone. But one day I'll wake up and I'll get in the car and it'll say like new update, and then like it gives you the new features, and
Wow.
then I'll be able to drive out of my neighborhood and it's cool because you set your destination and the car knows where you're going. So if you need to like merge to get off an exit, it'll like merge for you. And you have to usually hit like a little confirmation if you're gonna. Once the light turns red to green, you have to hit the confirmation to go. And if you want to switch lanes, it gives the confirmation to go. But it actually knows my calendar because it's connected to my calendar. So it knows the address. So I'll get in the car. It knows where I'm going. And then once it can make the left and right hand turns, then it'll just be able to take me wherever is on my schedule.
Oh my God.
So I'm
No
excited.
freaking way.
I
I don't
can't.
blame you for buying that thing right off the bat on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, like
Wow.
I'm all about it, and like I'm a productivity efficiency guy. Like I'm always trying to like get stuff done. So if I can change my commute time, which isn't really a lot because I live close to my office, but if I can make that time more efficient or more fun or something where I'm not staring at the road like this,
Yeah.
like that's gonna lead to such a better life. Like I can't wait till I just like turn the seats around and have a little like coffee table in the middle of the car. I've
Oh,
been
just reach out to Tesla. Hey guys, I have a new update for you.
yeah, that's definitely like one of my passions. But yeah, I mean, I guess they did a good job selling it to me just through branding, and that's kind of what you're talking about, like the tactics of just the branding and people knowing about you, and then they buy stuff without even
Exactly.
having
Listen,
you having to sell it to them.
I've never seen. I personally haven't seen the Tesla commercial on TV. I
No,
haven't seen them on
me neither.
YouTube, anything of that sort. I don't see them like promoting them. All I know is Elon talks about a highly game of it, and then influencer marketing. You see a lot of social media influencers driving them. You see celebrities driving them, and immediately right there, you're sold already. Like
Yeah,
you just told me, you didn't have to go and do your research on it. You didn't have to go and
no,
check out reviews or test drive it. You just said,
no,
"Done. I
yeah,
got money. I'm buying it."
yeah, I
That's
just bought it.
amazing.
I just
Wow.
bought it. Yeah, me and my fiance debated. She wanted like a white Nissan Rogue. I wanted a blue Tesla, so we got a white Tesla, and I think I won. I think I won that one.
So we got to wait Tesla.
Yeah, so I have a white Tesla. But
That's hilarious.
yeah, so I think I won that one. But yeah, man, it's awesome. And like, yeah, it's funny. One thing I was thinking about with like sales tactics, because it's one thing that's different between me and you with what we sell is I sell low margin like clothing, and you sell like big items, right? Like, so you know how one of like the sales tactics is like .99 at the end, like 99.99 and instead of $100.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's like a psychological like fact that like you have to like that works time after
Yeah.
time. Do people in real estate do that? I forget when I bought my house if it was like
Sometimes
whatever.
sometimes we'll price a house like instead of 600,000, we'll say 599, 999.
It's so stupid, isn't it?
People do it, or people will do 599, 900. I like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
For some reason, the 999, 999, it just looks appealing.
Looks
It's like,
so-
oh,
yeah.
not 600, but it
I
really is.
think I've been thinking about that a lot because I'm all about doing that, and I think one of the things is I think the people like can justify to themselves that it's a lower price because if they're trying to convince someone to buy something, like say it's a couple and they want to buy something and it's $29.99, it's like it's like 20 something, like like they can also use it to convince themselves
Yeah.
that it's 20 something, but it definitely works, and like yeah, so you do that in real estate too. It's funny.
Yeah.
What about like so we sell most of our things during like sales or flash sales or promotions. Like,
Huh.
can you do that with a house?
It's tough to do so. I mean, think about it yourself as a seller. Okay, think
Right.
about Nate coming up to you now and saying, "Listen, it's Memorial Day. We're gonna sell your house for like 75% off. You're gonna be cool with that? Probably not."
Yeah. I guess it doesn't work like
Screw you,
that.
Nate. I want full price. Damn it.
Yeah. He was actually, here's another thing that's interesting. He was telling me because this new building I'm interested in buying, it's listed at 2.8 million, and he says we might be able to get it down to 2.4, and he's talking about making an offer. And commercial real, I know that they've been holding on to this thing for like a year. They originally had it at 3.2, and I've heard that like it has warehouse and office. I've heard commercial real estate is like not doing so well. So I want to make like a lower offer. And one of the things he's like getting all mad at me because he's like, we can't do that because like we're going to offend them. And then the deal won't go. And I'm like, offend them? What are they, 5-year-old girls? Like, do you? And I'm thinking, is this guy trying to protect his commission? Is he right? Am I just being reckless? Like, do you have an opinion on that? Like making an offer that is too low that it's offensive, that might lose your opportunity to even get it.
Great question. That's actually a very good question for anyone even listening or watching.
Yeah.
This, for people that are going to be buying houses.
Yeah.
You know, from a buyer's agent, which he is acting as for you
Yes.
now, his best interest is your best interest. He needs to get you the lowest price possible. However, at the same time, there are things like if you plan on buying it with a mortgage, right? If you're going to be putting down some money to purchase it that way, well, then there's going to be appraisal issues and things of that sort. If it goes way too low, then yeah, there's going to be some issues in that case.
What's an appraisal issue?
So when it comes to the bank, right? If a bank comes to the property and sees that, all right, we're giving you $2.5 million for this property. This property isn't even worth 2.5. This is worth 1.8. Why would we be giving you a whole extra 600,000? You know, like it's like why would we give you that if it's not even worth that? Or the opposite, where they'll say we're giving you 2.4, and like this is worth 2.9. Like there's that whole part. So now you have to almost like cash out. There's so many.
But I would be like, well, I bought it for 2.4. Like I got it a good deal. Like.
But at the same time, what he is saying, right? So what he's saying is that the sellers potentially might be offended because it's such a low offer, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, it's a commercial, so that's number one. So it's not too bad. Number two, you're in a crazy time right now where commercial real estate. You just said it's.
That's what I'm saying. I want to lowball them, and then
lowball them. What would you lowball them at?
Like, I was thinking like 1.9.
Okay, what is it gonna do? What are they gonna say? No, and then come back with another
exactly. Like I figure negotiating.
Absolutely.
Like you come low, they meet in the middle. Like they're not gonna be like, oh no, it's so low. Like I'm gonna like go run away and cry and lose their one potential buyer. Like
sometimes sellers exactly what you just said. It's not like there's 20 of you right now interested in that building. It's just one of you. Are they gonna really be dumb and lose out on you because oh my god he lowballed us? No, we're gonna lowball him theoretically back. If he's going to give us 2.9, we're going to give him 2.75. You know, it's like they might do that. So
how low do you think I should go on the initial offer?
Keep it in the twos, maybe 2 exactly, flat 2.
Why? Why not lower?
Because again, from a seller's perspective, right? Keep it in the 2s. If they see 1, they're going to be like, oh mother. But they see the 2, they're going to be like. It's still low, but it's at least in the 2s.
But say they're like, oh, motherfucker, like, who cares?
No one cares. They might, just the way that you insulted them with a lowball offer, they're going to insult you with a counter offer. That's how it works.
I'm kind of expecting a counter offer.
Yeah, well, not always. Last time I sent out an offer also for my client, almost $75,000 under asking. But this is again for residential, so a little different. 75 under asking, it's already a little insulting. Like anything that's over 40,000 under asking, it's like too much already. So we went 75, and the seller said, "Okay, no problem." They went from their purchase price at 315 to 310. I'm like, wow.
So you gotta ask.
So that might happen.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's helpful because I was gonna like kind of fight him about that. But
absolutely. He's like, what you wish. You listen. You are the boss. At the end of the day, he's the expert. He will tell you why, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Nate, if you're listening, I'm the boss.
That's right.
But who's like the real estate guy like everyone like you like wants to be? Who's like the number one like real estate like dude?
Ryan Serhant.
Never even heard of him.
Ryan Serhant. He is a New York City realtor. And he's on the show $1 Million Listing New York.
He's got his own TV show.
Yeah, he's on TV show, right? With two other guys that are other realtors that are in different companies. So they all it's on Bravo TV, so you can imagine the drama. So
Okay.
it's a very drama based kind of TV show, but it's all about real estate. It's about selling real estate investment properties, and showing the luxury life and all that stuff. People love that stuff. But I met him personally about
Yeah.
5 years ago, and the first time that I met him, I came up to him as a fan, and he was not having it. He was like,
Nah.
"Nah, nah, nah, bro, like no business, no talk." I'm like, oh, "Wow, okay, no problem." 2 years later, I got my real estate license. I met him again, and all of a sudden, I realized that he took personal branding to heart. All of a sudden, he was big on social media and this and that. I'm like, "That's so funny." Just when I got into it, now you're really taking advantage of it. I'm happy for you. That's so cool. A few months
So
go by, and someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I'm going to be doing an event, and Ryan Serling is going to be speaking at it. I want you to speak at it too." I'm like, "Holy shit!" So then we spoke together. So Ryan and I have actually spoken together a lot. I've done an IG live with him also, so people have seen us.
did you bring up to him the fact that he like brushed you away?
No, I didn't yet.
Oh, you
No,
got to do that.
I'll bring it up to him one day when I have a better relationship with him.
Okay, still building the relationship.
Sure.
Yeah, and so he's like the king. All right, that's like.
Yes.
And is there other people that are in the same, basically
Yeah.
the real estate branding coaching area? Like, there's some other big guys. Like, could you like list off like 3-4 names of like big people?
I can say, so there's another gentleman, James Harris. There's the Altman brothers, and the Altman brothers are out in California, Los Angeles area. Again, very luxury, right? They're also on the show $1 Million Listing Los Angeles, though. But these are guys that us realtors look up to. So when we watch them on TV, we kind of want to be like them. They have a big
Right.
following. They have a big
Right.
presence. They have a big name. A lot of people want to become like them.
And they're actually good at like selling houses too. I mean, obviously. Like, do you think most of their income for these big guys? Do you think most of their income is from the show and selling books and speaking, or is it more from like selling houses?
Selling houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I strongly believe that. Because think about it. Their average, I think their average sale maybe might be, let's say, like 4 million, 5 million, maybe even more. And 20, let's say 2.5%, maybe 2% sometimes. That's a lot of money. They're not talking like $60,000 plus just for one property.
Yeah.
You got
So,
60K for one house.
And if you have a big ass house, some real nice property, you are gonna be like, how do I get that guy like to sell it for me?
Totally.
Like,
You want the name now, right? So you go and reach out to them. So now they become listing agents. And that's what I wanted to talk about before, is that if we're going to go back to this example, house for 500K, and I'm the selling agent, and I also bring my buyer because I just so happen to bump into them out on the street, and they're, "Oh, I'm interested in that house. How much is it?" 500. "Oh, I'll buy it." Now you're acting as seller's and buyer's agent.
Right.
Now you get that entire 5% commission.
Right.
Now you're not talking $10,000. Now you're talking like $25,000.
Big difference.
So same thing for these guys. And if they're selling a $4 million property, they get 5% commission. Holy crap, is that big? Now you're talking $180,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's good. Do you like like Gary Vee and like other type of like entrepreneurial type of like people?
Totally.
Yeah, because they're not real estate specific, but they are entrepreneur.
Yeah. Good to look up to, good to take ideas from and really listen to and be motivated from. Gary Vee is one of those guys. He's from around the corner. I'm in North Brunswick, New Jersey. He's from Edison. Edison's 10 minutes away. So like that's at least from what I know from his history. But yeah, no, guys like him, absolutely. That's a big name. Lewis Howes.
Yeah, I know him.
So like big games, names like that. Gerard Adams.
I don't know him.
Okay. So Gerard Adams is another guy. I actually worked with him for a little bit.
Okay.
Learned some stuff from a guy like that when it comes to social media. So I mean, there's some powerful names out there.
Tom Bilyeu.
Yeah, Tom Bilyeu. Yeah.
I like that guy.
Good.
Cool. So yeah, talk about your your course or your coaching thing, or like.
Cool.
Yeah. What's the deal with that?
So igrecoaching.com. I have a course that I thought about. I thought about like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I said, I have so many people reaching out to me that want my personal time, and I just can't give it to them because I'm not charging them. I need to start charging. And then when I started charging, everyone was kind of backing off. So I'm like, what if I create something right in the middle that makes sense money-wise, they're cool with buying into, and that just ended up being a course. So I created a video course, 4 hours long, simple, straight to the point about growing your Instagram, growing your brand online as a realtor. targeted at realtors. So it's called IGRE, in the gram for real estate, and IGREcoaching.com. And that's one of my
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Do you think like, so like the advice that you're giving, I mean, it's probably available somewhere on the internet for free,
Totally.
right? Like, so why would someone buy it if the info's available for free?
Same thing like why you bought a Tesla. Like, you fully trust that brand and you don't care how much it costs. You believe in their mission and you want it. And you want
Okay.
it. You want it.
Yeah.
And people reached out to me, said they just want it. I've been seeing you. I've been following you for 5 years. Like, I see the stuff you've been doing. You've been growing organically yourself, so I can't imagine what's in this course. And I talk a lot about stuff. I give a lot of stuff for free. I do. And all these little tips and tricks. Like, I posted a video the other day on creating your own GIF on Instagram for free. Like, I'm going to put that in the course, but it's also for free. Like, here you go. Here's a teaser of what you can expect. And people are saying, like, damn, he's giving that away. Like, no one else talks about that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm curious what else is in the course. So they go ahead and they invest their money. $397. It's not like I tried to charge them an arm and a leg also, right?
Okay.
One-time fee, buy it, you're in, and you're good. And you get my time too, right?
Yeah. So they can like call you personally and stuff?
Some of them,
yeah,
right?
It seems like
on kind of deal they got. Yeah.
Like a lot of, it seems like a lot of entrepreneurs and people in the space are like doing those courses and stuff like that. And it's not something that like I'm that interested in doing myself, but I guess like that's probably why the people I'm able to like get on my podcast are just kind of going and talking to everyone, because they do have some type of information product like that.
Products sell. They really, really do. I brought on my 191 student last night.
First?
Yeah, 191st. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, and like I guess it just scales well, and if you enjoy it too, like I just see a lot of people doing it, and like personally, like I don't know, I would never buy one. I don't think, just because I'm resourceful on my own and I'm an entrepreneurial and I can figure out my own information. And honestly, like when it comes to advice about entrepreneurship, it's kind of like nutrition, like eat healthy, work out. Like there's some other stuff in there, but like you have to. I had these business advisors once, and they were very. They had a lot of credentials, and I was very interested in them helping me. And like, I don't know, like everything they said, I'm like, yeah, like I thought about that. I thought about that. I already thought about it. Like, I guess maybe I'm smart and like outgoing, but like, so the people.
Not everyone's like you though.
I guess that's what I was getting at. Like the people who sign up for the courses, like they want to be realtors, but they're just like getting started, and they're like, and they need a little bump, and they need a little like push, and they need a little information. And
I personally believe in cutting the learning curve if you possibly can. I've invested in my fair share of courses, but not with just anyone. Like, I need to know that there's some sort of trust built. I invested in Tai Lopez twice. I invested into Grant Cardone 3 times. Like I've done that stuff, and did I get my ROI? I even invested in personal.
Has it helped you?
Yes, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Like what did Tai Lopez? What did you learn from him that you couldn't have learned?
So he had the SMMA course, the social media. Yeah, so social media managing something academy.
Okay.
And that was for teaching you how to create your own social media agency. And so you kind of
that's like a thing to learn about, a thing to teach about a thing.
Yeah. There's a course that I also my buddy invested into. I just took his login information, but I would have probably invested into it. It's how to create a course. A course on how to create a course. So now I'm thinking that's very useful because I want to create a course, right?
Okay. So as someone who doesn't want to create a course, I'm like, geez, a course about a course, but like you're like actually saying like, actually could use some advice on that.
Yeah. I invested into personal coaching too. For example, my mentor, my personal mentor, is my broker at my agency. So he's the head honcho, right? I came up to him one day. I said, Gene, I need help. I need advice. Like I need mentorship. Like I don't know what I need. I need something though. I need a push. And he's like, well, use my coach. I said, who's your coach? His name is Travis. Okay, sign me up. I don't know who the hell he was. I had no idea. Didn't do my research.
What do they do? Like I've always like heard mentorship, and I've never successfully like had anything that actually helped me in mentorship or anything. Like, what do they do? Like, what do they do?
Good for accountability. They push you in the right direction. They give you the right advice. They tell you what you need to hear, because a lot of people tell you and pat you on your back and tell you you're doing a great job when you're not.
Okay.
You need to be told that you're like, it's again, my parents will tell me that I fuck up all day. They'll tell me that. But, like, my best friend will say like, oh no, you're doing good, dude. You're doing good. But, like, am I or not? Because they're telling me one thing, you're telling me another. So my coach is very straight with me, and she told me exactly as it is.
Okay. So just honesty.
Yeah, so the first time we got on a call, we were talking a little bit, and she was supposed to help me out with my real estate business. She was supposed to be like my, hey, sell this many houses, do this. We got to backtrack and reverse engineer. By the second call we got on together, she was like, I can tell you're not interested in real estate. I'm like, yeah, no. She's like, what are you interested in? I was like, I don't know. Like, I want to do something for realtors. I want to really teach them about social media and stuff. And she said, okay, fuck real estate. We're not talking about real estate anymore. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, now I'm really paying. Like, okay, go on. She's like, we're going to create a course for you. I'm like, you got my attention. What do you need? How much? and she taught me how to create a course. We created an entire syntax, everything, the whole curriculum. And because of her, I have my course now. So
Okay.
I have no problem investing. I think I invested like $8,000 into that. That was a lot of money. I know a lot of people wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't have done that.
I'm looking at my investment though now. It's it's beneficial now.
Yeah.
Now it's a positive ROI because of that. If that didn't happen, none of this would be happening.
Yeah, I guess you're also like touching and communicating and networking with like people that are in the same kind of doing the same thing. So that all helps because you can like send people to each other. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's awesome. So yeah, everyone sign up for his course, and you're gonna get rich selling houses.
That's right. That's right.
And with real estate, you can only sell like in your area, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, in Jersey, for example, I'm licensed in New Jersey. I can sell in New Jersey. I can't like sell in Florida, for example.
That's like, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Like, because it's harder to scale. I feel like, but that's why you're thinking about doing the scale in the other business, which,
for example, exactly, because there you can invest into properties anywhere in the world. Sweden, if I want. Right?
Yeah,
So,
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But also,
So what else is what else is on your mind? Like, what's some piece of like advice or something that you've been like thinking about a lot lately that's interesting? Like, are you just thinking about like real estate and like in like your courses like all the time? Are you like a go getter, or like do you take your weekends off, or like are you work 24/7? Like, what's your
I'm until my eyes open, until my eyes close kind of thing.
I'm like that too.
I woke up at 4 a.m. for some reason this morning. I don't know why, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just started answering emails, and then from emails I went to content creation, and then from content creation I went to answering my DMs. And then I'm like, damn, okay, it's 8 o'clock already. So that's kind of how.
When you schedule content creation, like, is it like you in the mirror taking a picture of yourself, or like do you like think about, because it's hard. I mean, I've been doing it too. Like, the podcast you have, you can take clips out of it, stuff like that, quotes and images. But like when you're thinking about content creation, like where, like you said this morning, what did you do this morning when you were in that content creation mindset?
So, for example, tonight I have an IG live that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be interviewing a really big account actually called the Broke Agent.
Okay.
And the Broke Agent is a very funny meme real estate page, and they have 192,000 followers, all realtors, and everyone knows this account in the real estate game. And we connected on Instagram, and we said, hey, let's do an IG live together. So tonight we're expecting a big audience to attend. And so I created, like a cool little flyer to
there you go.
Put on the story, right? So I went on canva.com and I started creating flyers, and just took his image, took mine, and just went at it. But that's the most like relevant content that I need to create.
Okay.
On my board, I have like 15 whiteboards. I have one whiteboard that tells me like what I have to do. So on my to-do list, it's telling me that I have to, create some sort of like in my course, I have a bonus section. I have to create content for that. So I have to film videos, which I did already. Now I have to edit them and then put them into the course platform.
Okay.
Like I have that on my to-do list. So that's content creation, but like things like that.
True. Yeah. Anything on your mind besides that? I mean, you mentioned astronomy.
But when it comes to this stuff, I am so focused. I'm honestly.
Are you a party guy? Do you like to party? Do you like to party?
Yeah. When I win, when I celebrate when I win. I don't really get to go out and drink anymore, and especially not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. So I don't know. That's not my thing, but I'm a whiskey guy. I'll do whiskey.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like whiskey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like a red wine guy. But yeah, I mean, like I'm a huge party guy, but I never party because I'm always working. So like, but when I do, I like go hard. But I actually like moved away from all my like friends and family to Charleston. I don't really know anyone around here, and I kind of did that on purpose just to like be able to focus in. Like, do you live? Yeah, do you live in the same area where like you kind of like grew up and everything?
Yeah, I do. I lived here for a little bit. I lived in Europe. I lived in Florida.
Europe,
but Jersey is home.
How's Europe?
It was okay. I was a little younger. I was around 10 years old, so I was in my hometown. I was in Slovakia. That's where I'm from originally.
Okay. Like you or your family?
an entire family. I was the firstborn in America.
Has that
Yeah.
had an impact on how has that impacted your life having like immigrant parents? Because people always talk about that.
Yeah, parents came here. They have a vision of their own, right? Their vision was to have their kid raise their child and have them go to school, and college, get the 9 to 5 and all that. And now I'm kind of not doing that, so it's a little hard for them. But at the same time, they're seeing the results now, and they're very happy to see that. So it's it's definitely rewarding in some cases, but they're very immigrant style, so they're very hardworking. My mom will clean a window like it's her last day on this earth. Like, mom, relax.
Why are immigrants so hardworking? Is it because like
No.
because immigrants is different than being like from another country? What being an immigrant is means you decided to immigrate,
Yeah.
like which is kind of a crazy decision. Like I guess I immigrated from Philly to Charleston.
Yeah.
Like it's a badass move to uproot from one country and go to another country. Like it takes a little bit of like kind of craziness in a way, like or passion for like it's not a light decision. So I guess the fact that they came from maybe a country that wasn't as good as America and don't take it for granted. But then also the fact that they have the personality of like, hey, I want to uproot my life and go do something. Maybe like that relates to hardworking people. Like those people end up being hardworking, right?
Just raised differently. It's different mindset than America. America, I don't know. I mean, listen, America is made of immigrants, right?
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of immigrants came here because they saw the freedom.
I think that's why our country's like crazy, like and like badass and awesome. Because like, yeah, mostly everyone like at least one or two people ago, someone in their gene line decided I'm gonna go on a boat and I might die, like across this big ass ocean and maybe never come back. Like that's a crazy decision. So like.
Wish me luck. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. So most Americans, like someone that crazy, is like in your bloodline, like not that far back. So I think that's what I always think about. That's why I like America's so awesome and like, I
There's
mean,
so many reasons why it's amazing. But yeah, so that's my immigrant family, and they came here with different intentions for their kid, but they're seeing what I'm up to nowadays, and they're starting to adapt to it, which is also I guess
you had to like pitch them at first and they didn't like it.
Totally. Hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. Oh, dad was against it. Mom was like,
yeah.
Okay.
I guess like entrepreneurship in other countries isn't big. I guess like it is in America.
It is in our family. It is.
Okay.
So my uncle actually has casinos, restaurants, bars, and not like a super close uncle. Like we're cool.
In
Not
Yugoslavia?
like we fuck every day kind of thing, right? And he's in Slovakia, correct?
Oh, Slovakia. Sorry, Slovakia.
Yeah. So we have like that connection. So it is in the bloodline for sure. I just never knew that I had it. I didn't know I have an entrepreneurial bug in me. I never knew what entrepreneurship was. I made fun of people that said they were going into business. And then I got into it myself. I'm like, damn, that's interesting.
It's awesome, right? It's so much fun, right?
It's so interesting. Your own time, it's your own schedule, it's your own path, the way you want to take it, the way you want to grow it, how far, how high, how much. It's amazing. I love it.
And like I think like human happiness just comes one of the things it comes from is like growth. And like a lot of people in their life, they get stuck. They're going to be at a job where they don't see any growth. Like if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not growing, you at least are trying to, or like have those like feelings of there's potential in the future. So like, I just think it creates such a high ceiling of just happiness that like, cause you're always have something to work towards. There's always a brighter future ahead of you, no matter what. Like me thinking about this big building, you thinking about how you can like get your course, more people in it, scale it. Like it's just exciting. And I guess it takes a little bit of discipline, and I guess you got to like working, but man, it's not for everybody, but I love it.
I love it too, brother.
Dang. All right, man. So let's leave it there. This has been awesome, and
Awesome.
yeah, now I follow you, and we'll keep in touch. And yeah, man, for sure, this has been great. And thanks for coming on the Sean Lowery Show.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the love.
All right, man. Peace out.